And I believe our faith reminds us that God's work in our lives, it is never static and it isn't ever fixed. Just as the potter's hands are constantly in motion, shaping that clay, God's fingerprints are always present, molding us even when we feel the most broken or even the most unfinished. That the imperfections in our lives are not something to be ashamed of. They are just part of the process. God's love leaves a mark on us, not by demanding perfection, but inviting us into growth and healing and transformation if we're only willing to yield to the potter's hands. And it's then, I believe, we start to see the world in color. You see, friends, the shape of our character and of our lives, as I've mentioned, it's not fixed because we remain supple. We as individuals and as communities may be formed in a lot of different ways. We're formed through education. We're formed through the practice of virtue, of grace, of love, of mercy. There's so many ways that we are formed and shaped, but we also may be cracked, chipped, and broken. Maybe it's through abuse or ambition. We can also be susceptible to influence, suggestion, temptation, and corruption. But we're also resilient and capable of astonishing goodness and redemption. And the good news is that every time that we stumble, every time that we experience that flaw or what we might define as that imperfection, God's fingertips and fingerprints, are there picking up those marred pieces and just reshaping it into something new. That every time we experience grace, whether it's through forgiveness, maybe it's through a second chance, or maybe it's just a deepened understanding of ourselves or a deepened understanding of others around us, God's hands are molding us into these new creations. Our flaws are not discarded, they are used. And they're used by God, this divine artist, to create something beautiful.